West Ham need to bounce back after that shocking performance at Brighton and a nice welcome distraction with a nice away trip to Cyprus where we take on AEK Larnaca. Um, Today, it's a big match preview. Joining me is Mr. Ryan Archer. You right, Ryan?
Yeah, I'm all right, thank you, mate. Just getting over Brighton on Saturday, but as you say, nice distraction going to Larnaca away. But as most West Ham's fans are calling it, it's Iron Napa away. So there's a lot of people they're looking forward to the trip. I hope our players are up for it as much as the fans,
Yeah.
and we can sort of have as you said, mate, a welcome distraction from the Premier League at the moment.
Yeah. To be honest, mate, I think the fact the players will probably be looking forward to getting away, getting in this competition. Where we've played well. We've dispatched the teams we've come up against, and even uh, partially probably the European form has sort of glossed over a poor season so far. So it is a welcome distraction, like we said, and I think it's a welcome distraction for the players. This isn't an easy game, by any means. Larnaca just finished their season; they've finished runners up in the league. They've competed in all three European competitions this season. So, they're going to be no mugs. They're probably one of the toughest sides we faced this season in this competition.
Yeah, but I think they will be one of the toughest. But when the draw got done, I think they're the lowest ranked team left in it. So we got the best team out of the remaining last 16. But look, with the form we're in at the moment, it's going to be a difficult game, I think. I wouldn't say it's going to be overly difficult. I think we're good enough and I'm confident enough we're going to go there and it's going to be totally different to how we was against Brighton on Saturday and how we have been in the Premier League for a little while. But yeah, look, as you said, mate, they've played in all three European competitions this season. They was in the Champions League qualifiers. They got through in the last round in the Europa League playoffs to reach the last 16. So I'm hoping it's going to be an easy game for us, mate, because we need it. We need a win. We need, after what happened on Saturday against Brighton, a win in Europe and hopefully a win at home against Aston Villa. And it'd be a totally different feel around the fan base. I was there on Saturday, mate, and I know Nicky done his morning after, and we didn't do a reaction after the game because I think everything was going against us that day. Trains were delayed, cancelled. We just watched our team actually get smashed 4-0 by Brighton, and Brighton deserved everything that day. To be fair, they deserved 6, 7. We was awful. I think it's a mixture now. Is Moyes is letting the team down, the players are letting Moyes down. The only people connected with West Ham that ain't letting anyone down at the moment is the fans because we're there week in, week out supporting them home and away. This season, I've heard a few pockets of fans in the away end shouting Moyes out. This was the first time that I actually heard near enough the whole away end singing "You're getting sacked in the morning, you don't know what you're doing," So it's difficult times, horrible times at the moment. But look, a win can change everything, and hopefully we bounce back on Thursday.
That's it, mate. Like you said, you can normally gauge really the feeling of the club with the away support. That's not taking anything away from the home support or anything like that. But a lot of the away support, they're there every week, every single game. And when you know things are bad, I feel when the away support turns on you. The away support have stuck by Moyes, I feel, most of the season. So seeing that and hearing them chants, and like you said, as we were talking before, for me, that's one of the worst performances I've ever seen us play. We played some better stuff under Avram Grant, and we were bad then. So this I'm with you. I'm hoping now this is, as we said, a welcome distraction. I'm hoping the players pick this up and do the support that are going out there, and the rest of us that are going to be here watching it on the telly. Show a bit of pride because I did not see no guts, no goal, and no pride in that side that played on Saturday, and we need to see that going into this fixture.
Yeah, there was no fight. There was nothing on the pitch on Saturday. And this is what I said to Nicky after the game. I said, look, you know, I'm not going to let this result affect my weekend. I'm not going to let it affect my night out in Brighton. So surround yourself with good people and you can have a laugh. At the time, when you're outside filming fan cams after, you're still thinking about the game. It's emotion, raw emotion. Yes, you're upset. And of course, I'm pissed off, but I don't let it affect me. We went back after, we had a few drinks, we all had a laugh, we had a good night, so you can't affect the result. There's no point sitting there moaning and letting ruin your night because them players got on that coach and didn't give a shit.
Well, that's it. And this again with this game coming up. No one covered themselves in glory on Saturday. There's places in the team up for grabs. Now. Players have got a point to prove. Probably the likes of Fornals. Fornals, he likes his competition. He seems to perform in this competition. All right, you get people who are going to sit there and say, oh, well, the opposition are a lot weaker than what you see in the Premier League. And look, I'm one for that. There's certain leagues in Europe that are nowhere near the standard of the Premier League, but you need players to rise up, and this could breed confidence into players. This could be their chance to step up and show what they're about.
Yeah, you're going to find that there's going to be certain players that play on Thursday night that are going to get a lot of time on the ball. This is going to be a game where we're going to have a lot of the ball.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to dominate the game, which we're not used to doing. We've only done it in Europe this season, so we've found our little comfort zone in Europe. We've played 8, won 8.
Yeah.
We what was it? 19 goals, conceded 5. Scamacca's enjoying this competition. He's our top goal
Mm-hmm.
scorer with 4 goals. So you're going to find there's going to be a lot of players that have a lot of time on the ball, and they can have the freedom of the pitch, enjoy themselves a bit, and as you said, just have that welcome distraction from playing in the Premier League.
Run us through what you would like to see us start on Thursday.
Right. Well, the back four is a bit of a, because obviously with injuries you've got Sufal is touch and go,
Yeah.
Kera touch and go. So in goal, Areola picks himself.
Bonner as well.
Yeah,
Sorry. Yeah.
yeah. Right back was the only position that I was really struggling with. So I've gone for a back four of
Mm-hmm.
Johnson, Zuma, Aguerd, and Emerson. Right now, that will probably change on the night, but it's what's in front of this team that excites me the most because I've gone for a totally different formation. Right, so I've gone for Rice sitting. I wanted to rest Rice, but I think no, play him. And then I've got in front of him, I've got a three of Benrahma, Paqueta, and Fornals. That's like a diamond formation. And up top, Scamacca and Danny Ings.
Strong. Going strong.
So
Try and get the job
I've gone
done.
strong. I've gone with technical players, which I think will play the ball on the floor. I like,
Mm-hmm.
having Rice just sitting there. You've got Paqueta who can drop as well. Fornals we know can work back. I think the back four is solid. I know Johnson was poor. Worst game I've seen Johnson play on Saturday. If it was for me, if Soufal's fit, I'll put Soufal there. But I'm not. It's touch and go whether he's going to play. But yeah, I think that diamond of Rice, Benrahma, Paqueta, and Fornals. The work rate there, the technical players. I think they'll get the ball on the floor, and then just having Scamacca and Ings up top, something different that we ain't seen this season. 2 up top, and that going forward in the Premier League could be something that could change our season because you could play a similar formation and maybe Bowen are coming for 4 hours, but you still got that core there of hard work rate, and then the back four, you can mix that about a bit. I mean, I could have played Creswell, but no, I'm gonna stick with that. I like that team. I want to see that team. Probably won't happen. Just looking at that team, that's the team that I like to see, especially Scamacca and Ings up top.
As well. We sort of finished the game against Brighton with a two up top. It was the wrong two. For me, very similar to you. As I said, Fab's obviously injured. With Obama going off, Kera's ill, Soufal may not recover in time. Antonio is missing, and obviously Cornet's only got 45 minutes of football under his belt, so we probably won't see him. So I've gone Areola in goal. I've gone up the same back four you as Johnson, Aguerd, Zuma, and Emerson. A very similar sort of system that you've got, but what I've gone for is I've gone for Flynn Downs in the holding role because he's another one that likes this competition. He showed us what he's about in the games in this competition. I've gone for a Bowen, Lanzini, and Fornals with Scamacca and the youngster up top. Yeah, I've gone for him up to partner Scamacca up top. So a sort of a 4-1-3-2 system.
Yeah,
A
yeah, that's,
lot.
that's sort of what I've gone for. So
Yeah.
yeah, it's very similar. Yeah, I mean, I was thinking about Flynn Downs, but I just think let's just get it done. Let's get it done in the first leg. Declan Rice needs a bit of rest, so maybe give him the first half, and if we're comfortable, 2-0 up or something like that, bring him off and maybe bring Downs on. But yeah, I mean, Danny Ings, needs a bit more game time. You know, So that's why I went with Danny Ings up top. But yeah, look, the youngster could do a job. You know, he played earlier in the season in Europe and scored. Well, technically scored. It was going wide. He found himself in the position that night. So yeah, I think, but big game for Scamacca as well. You know, he's missed a lot of football recently. You know, his confidence is probably low. We brought him in to score goals. You know, so he needs the minutes on the pitch, and if he can get himself a goal or two on Thursday night, you know, it gives David Moyes a huge selection headache for Aston Villa on
Yeah.
Sunday. They're going to have chances. When they do have the ball, it's about us breaking it down and getting it back off them as quick as possible and stop them from creating any chances. The sort of formation it reminds me a bit of, you know, when Sam Allardyce was in charge and we had diamond formation with Sacco Valencia up front and Downing at the tip. That's the sort of formation that I was thinking of playing, and it's something different. You know, people might sit there and think, "Oh no, look, we just play the five at the back." People moan about the five at the back. I think this is a team that team there on paper, that team I just read out there on paper is good enough to start a Premier League game. So we should be confident going into this game on Thursday and hopefully get a nice away win, come back, you know, and then prepare for Sunday against Villa. And then we go again next week in the second leg and hopefully kill it off and get into the quarterfinals.
Uh, Exactly, mate. You know, and that is exactly what we need to do. You know, we need a big performance, a good performance, a good win. You know, and make that home game comfortable where we can sort of rest certain players, but also put a strong enough side out to put a display on for the own fans and go on and get through to this next round. You know, you don't know what's going to happen. Before we started filming this, you know, Lazio tonight were 1-0 up. They were 2-1 down before we started recording. I'm not too sure how that ended up. So, and, you know, Lazio at the moment, I think they're second in Serie A, you know, and it shows there's a lot of quality in this tournament still. And for me, we're still one of the favourites, even though we're not performing as good as we should be. So this is a massive game. And, you know, I just hope we do see the changes and we do see the likes of Scamacca, you know, getting 90 minutes under his belt because he needs it.
Yeah, I mean, look, whatever people think of this competition, whether they think it's a Mickey Mouse competition or whatever, it's still a European competition. And I
Yeah,
seen that Simon Jordan was on Talksport earlier saying about West Ham don't really need this competition because there's nothing to gain from it. Well, there is, because if we win it, we gain the Europa League next season. We could
exactly.
finish 15th and get in the Europa League and have a trophy. And as you say, we get through this, you get in the quarterfinals, you start looking around and thinking, God, there's some big teams in here. You know, West Ham draw a Lazio, a Villarreal, or whoever's left in it. You know, there's some big teams in it, and as you said, we are one of them. We are one of the biggest teams in the competition. People be There'll be teams that are desperate to play us, and there'll be teams that want to avoid us. So
Exactly.
yeah, so it's the first time that West Ham have ever played in Cyprus. It's the first time that Larnaca have ever played an English team.
The players and the manager owe it to the fans after the weekend. So fingers crossed, mate, we go and push it.
I had to remind myself about the kickoff time because I was going to do something on Thursday after work, and I'm thinking, oh yeah, I'll be back in time for 7:45, and I'm thinking, shit, no, it's 7:45 their time, it's 5:45 our time. So my plans have changed. So 5:45 kickoff UK time, BT Sport 3. Get on it. It's my birthday on Friday as well, so I'm hoping it's a nice win to start off my birthday weekend.
That's
Finish
not bad.
finish it off with a win at home against Villa. Perfect
Yep.
weekend. Come on, you Irons. Don't let us down. Come on, boys. Come on, boys. Let's have it.
That's it, mate. That's it. I'm with you, and hopefully I've still got a chance to get into a European away game. So fingers crossed. Fingers crossed. But thank you very much, mate. Once again, superb having you on here. Um, Everyone, thank you very much for watching. I will be back for the big match preview build up for the Aston Villa game before Sunday. But there's only one thing left to say. Come on, you Irons.